Good afternoon, welcome to the University of Worcester Arena for this round 13 BBL Championship clash between the hometown Worcester Wolves and the visiting and top of the table Leicester Riders. Well, what a difference a day makes. This fixture comes right off the back of a thrilling encounter up at the Morningside Arena across at the Morningside Arena on Friday that saw Riders take a 1-point lead with just 9 seconds to go and sealing with that a slender 82 and a 1-point victory. That result certainly given both coaches food for thought as they square up just 2 days later. Coach Rob Paternoster, I got a chance to have a quick chat with prior to the game, has once again assembled a powerhouse roster for the Riders this season that has delivered 14 wins from 15 in the championship and sees them sitting 6 points clear at the top of the league. Leicester, a team of volume scorers led this season by Gino Crandall, who's bagging an average north of 17 a game, and Friday's game saw Anderson, Johnson and Nelson Henry in double-digit form. Add to that 18 off the bench and you have a pretty potent formula, and that'll give Coach Paternoster plenty of confidence that they have enough in the tank to snatch a couple more championship points here this afternoon. Well, as for Wolves, their form a bit hot and cold of late, but Matt Newby's team proved to be incredibly resilient. But for a missed clutch 2 on Friday from Martin Boutnet, they came within a whisker of delivering just the second league defeat of the season to the league leaders. A few injury headaches for Matt Newby didn't prevent Wolves coming very close to that result up in Leicester, and Wolves further bolstered their roster, announcing the addition of the 6'8" experienced American forward Elijah Burns, who will give additional depth to the front court pairing of Mike Parks and Jordan Williams. They anticipate he will arrive at some point next week. Wolves obviously not short of shooters, and on Friday Lamar Kimball 24 along with Martin Boutnet, Brandon Anderson combined for a total haul of 48 points. So tonight for Wolves it's a case of taking care of some unfinished business, whereas the Leicester Riders will be looking to get a jump on their hosts early in this game to ensure that they are not chasing shadows down the stretch. And I'm joined by the man who's normally got the camera in his hand but has certainly got the stats in his head. Rhys Williams, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Jules. It's not an evening game, it's an afternoon game, and it's hot outside, the summer vibes are coming in.
Absolutely.
And, this is going to be quite a competition after Friday. The Wolves are going to be hungry. They were inches away off that win on Friday, and that deep 3 was what cut it, really.
Absolutely, and it's one of those matchups that has provided some thrilling encounters through the seasons. For whatever reason, this East-West Midlands rivalry that has built up over the years, it is always a tantalising prospect in the BBL. And so teams being introduced now, wearing the 0 shirt, Gino Crandall, as we said in that opening, one of the guys leading in scoring this season. New signing, Mustafa Heron, wearing number 3, William Lee. With the 4 shirt, it's Justin Headley at number 11. Number 9, I should say, Corey Johnson. 12 is Greg Wild. 13, Connor Washington. There's a name familiar to all BBL fans. A great servant of Leicester Riders. Errol Falzon at 14. Ali Fraser at 15. 23, Victor Nduku, and 50, Darian Nelson Henry. And we will have a quick bumble down the starters, but as Wolves take to the floor, it is Lamar Kimball with the 0 shirt. Monster performance from him, another volume scorer for Wolves. Mike Parks Jr., Boogie Parks, the big man who has grown in confidence while he's been here at Worcester and is starting to regularly post double-doubles. Didn't have such a huge score against Leicester last time out, but certainly somebody who's going to have to do some work here tonight. Martin Boutnet, sponsored by Bar 23 here in Worcester, and the number 2 shirt. Jordan Williams, of course, another big presence in the low block. Wearing number 7 is Brandon Anderson. Mika Elan at number 10. Nathan Ramsdale, Owen, Sean, Parron Rackley, one of those rotational players that Coach Newby has in his armoury. Daniel Johnson-Thompson, of course, back from injury, being eased back into things, featured in the game down here against Plymouth the other evening and really turned up to do a job. 25, Matt Williamson, and suited up here, the local boy, number 34, and someone who spent quite a while with the Leicester Riders, of course, Sam Broughton, and led, of course, by coach Mr. Matt Newby. So, Rhys, let's have a just quick chat about this game going in. There's a context, isn't there? that close on Friday night, and I think no one expected that.
No, they didn't. And when you come against the leaders, you think this is going to be a tough game. And I think the Wolves they were well up for it. They were ready to come. They were ready to press, and that was what was really important for the Wolves. It was a standout performance. And Coach Matt Newby is in everyone's mouths right now. He was the one that coached up that massive performance, and it took that dagger three-pointer from Johnson to pry that away from and that's the difference between championship teams and the teams that are just behind, is that championship teams take everything to win. They will do anything to win, and that three-point shot just proved that.
And Coach Rob, we know, as I've always said, year in, year out, he's a competitor down to his bootstraps. And he's not just a formidable coach, but he's a prodigious recruiter. They are without doubt this season and in recent seasons the powerhouse franchise in this league. And of course, in their last 5 wins, also taking down the Newcastle Eagles, traditionally the other powerhouse franchise. But when you look at that result, on Friday night, no one is infallible. And in this league now, there aren't really any whipping boys, and on their day, any team can beat anyone else.
Exactly. The Wolves basically showed that the Leicester Riders bleed, and if it bleeds, you can kill it. So that just proves that the Wolves side can come away with a win on home turf. It could come down to as important stuff as that, but Paternoster always has those plays up his sleeve, and will Matt Newby be able to capitalise on that Friday close result?
And and heavy reliance on 4 of those players just going down that box score on Friday. Nelson, Henry, Johnson, and Crandall, and Jamal Anderson, of course, another one of the veterans. You'll hate me saying that, but he's definitely one of the veterans of the league. That's have another shelf put in his bedroom for all the silverware that he's won over the years with the Riders. But those 4 guys in double digits, and big reliance on them.
Definitely, and I think the key thing to point out with Jamal Anderson is he was able to keep Jordan Williams down to only 13 points, and that was really key. He is a tenacious defender, and he loves to keep you on your toes, and to keep Jordan Williams under 15-20 points is quite impressive, as he is averaging about 15 points per game, but it didn't obviously stop him from getting 15 rebounds, that's for sure. But Jamal Anderson is a very, very key defender and a key part of this Riders roster. And
that leads nicely into the next thing I was going to say, that certainly with Coach Rob, he is a very defensive-minded coach. He understands, he has an intimate understanding of the fact that it's offense will win you a game, but ultimately defense is what wins you championships.
Absolutely, and the best offense is sometimes defense. You've got to be able to stop the ball, get those turnovers, get those steals, and ensure that you can get second chance points as well. The best chance that you've got is to hustle on the ball when you don't have it, and that's the best point of Paternoster's play, is that he asks hustle from all of his players, and that is something that's the definition of this Riders roster.
And obviously the top of the pops and the chatter on the wires is really about Matt Newby after Friday's result. Everybody's talking about the amazing job that he did up there in Leicester. Coming up short by 2 on that clutch play. Well, that's just basketball for you. But you got great stuff going on there. Lamar Kimball stuffing in 24, as you say. Jordan Williams 13, Boogie Parks with 12. So those guys consistently putting in performances, but a few injury worries now for Wolves.
Yes, they've got a couple of guys out. McSwiggan, I believe, re-injured something. I think it was his foot. The other home game against the Plymouth Raiders. So I think that was a tough blow as well. I think that could have been a key going into Friday's game against the Riders. That could have been an extra few points, and that would have mean that the Wolves could have pulled off the win there, but it wasn't to be, and KJ Lawson still sitting on the sidelines too. So I think Henry as well still on his concussion protocol too. So it's going to be tough. But the Wolves have showed, Matt Newby has showed that this team is not indestructible. Yeah, absolutely. And of course it's a young roster, this Wolves roster. Facing up against Leicester, super experienced, both teams fantastically well coached, and I'm looking forward to this one. I'm sure you guys at home are going to be looking forward to it too. Wherever you are joining us from, you are of course very welcome, particularly to everybody the other side of the Midlands over there in Leicester. Very big welcome to you here to Worcester this afternoon. And players take to the floor, so it'll be Lamar Kimball, Mike Parks Jr., Martin Bantnick, Jordan Williams
and Anderson, who start this afternoon for the Worcester Wolves, with Elan, Ramsdale, Owen, Parran, Rackley, Johnson, Thompson, Williamson and Sam Broughton coming off the bench. Gino Crandall and Henry, Lee, Johnson, Nelson, Henry starting this afternoon for the Leicester Riders. Anderson, Headley, Wild, Washington, Falzon, Fraser and Nduku coming off the bench this afternoon. And interestingly, no Heron this afternoon. Mustafa Heron was the new signing for Leicester, and he's not featuring on that player list at the moment. We'll keep an eye on that because I'm pretty certain in the run-up we saw him. But anyway, so teams will take the knee as we get underway. Mike Boogie Parks getting dressed.
Seems a bit unprepared.
Absolutely.
Sounds like me.
So this gesture of solidarity with the Black Lives Matter movement that we're seeing up and down the league, precursor to every game. And with that, we are ready to jump this one up. And it is that man, Mike Parks, getting himself tucked in and ready to go. So, big day for Mike Parks. Starting here against the league leaders, and we are underway. So Worcester grab the opening tip.
And that's kind of got us to play into the favour of the Wolves there. That's the automatic. The tip-off is the automatic mental game, is to win that tip.
Well, Crandall all over Lamar Kimball. They go to Martin Boutnick for the triple in the corner to open the account for Worcester. We were saying in our talk up there, they wanted to get things going early for the Riders to get a jump start. It's Worcester who sunk the three-point shot. So,
and what a better way to open the account than a three-pointer.
Aaron. So, those of you who are following the stats on the live stats, Mustafa Heron, as I said, I thought there was a thing that he's not showing up on that, so they might correct that during the game, but we'll keep an eye across that for you as we go through. So Wolves come again. Brandon Anderson, nice dish inside. Sir Jordan Williams, who lays it in off the glass for two.
The Wolves are taking care of the ball. They're not pushing the offense as much as they were and getting those turnovers.
Johnson with a floater off the glass. Gets that side of the scoreboard ticking for the Leicester Riders.
Nice teardrop off the backboard from Johnson. He's carrying on his momentum from Friday.
Boutnick. Down to Anderson. This time it's Kimball. Just avoided the trouble there. Lamar Kimball puts up that two jumper. Mike Parks with the rebound, and Mike Parks is fouled.
And this is one of the key things that I've noted from Friday's game, is that the Leicester Riders had a massive disadvantage when it came to rebounding, especially on the offensive end, and I think Mike Parks Jr. is the reason for that. They were 11 rebounds short of the Worcester Wolves' rebounds.
Yeah, Parks, I think, on Friday, total 7. Defensive boards, 2 offensive boards, so combined one off a double-double, as you say, in that game on Friday. So Parks sets for the second. He's on string, Mike Parks Jr. As I said, he's a guy who's really grown into his boots here in Worcester.
He's had a couple of really good performances. He had one great one against the Manchester Giants. I think he had 23 in that game.
And foul is called on Mike Parks, so first foul of the game for him. And the original foul there called on Lee. Nelson Henry at the elbow, and referee.
Offensive foul, I believe.
So Coach Padanostro pacing up and down as he does.
Offensive foul call on Gino Crandall.
So second foul of the game for the Leicester Riders. Here come Wolves again. Lamar Kimball.
It's exactly what we saw on Friday. The pace has been, you know, it's there right off the get-go, and it's very refreshing to see.
So Kimberley put in 24 on Friday night. They're looking for a big game from him. Martin Boutner, that looked off as it left his hand. So Johnson, Gino Crandall goes to Lee from the elbow. Mid-range 2 jumper. So Wolves by 2, 7:27 to play in the first quarter. BBL Championship round 13. It's a congested fixture list this weekend. Couple of other games that we're going to keep you across. It's a great outlet. They go to Crandall, transition 2 from Crandall.
It was a good decision-making basket, that was. You know, not to drive and maybe miss and draw the foul. It was good to take that mid-range shot there.
Ties it up at 6 apiece. Anderson goes left, goes right. Henry says,
get out of here.
Yeah, not here, not today. That was a great pass to Lee, and offensive foul is called. Martin Boutner, the captain, takes the hit for Worcester. And so that's 3 on the board for the Riders. Jamal Anderson checks into the game. William Lee returns to the bench. William Lee now with his 2 fouls. Jamal Anderson, a guy who can inject some serious pace into the offense, and here come.
And this is what I was talking about in the build-up. Jamal Anderson comes on, instant defensive stop, and you can see how tight he was guarding Jordan Williams there. I was
going to say here come Wolves again. They don't actually. It's Anderson.
Automatic restart now.
So Jamal Anderson. And well, the slam doesn't go.
Well, that could have been crazy.
Boutnick has it. Lamar Kimball. Kimball stop and go. Just waits for the man to come down, doing the simple stuff. Lamar Kimball.
As his nickname says, that was fresh.
Jamal Anderson off the window. Beautiful move from Anderson. Williams got a hand to the ball, but Jamal Anderson was there to pick up the scraps and find the 2 points. Here come Wolves again. Boutnick, Jordan Williams. That's a tantalising matchup with Jamal Anderson for sure. Anderson is all over him like a cheap suit. Martin Boutnick is looking for a way through. Boogie Parks at the top. Head fake. Oh my goodness me, Mike Parks with a beautiful floater.
Look at how fast-paced this game is.
Corey Johnson doesn't connect from downtown. Boogie Parks has it off the ironwork. Kimball. He's grinning like a Cheshire cat there, Lamar Kimball. Kimball jacks up the triple. That was way downtown. Anderson with the rebound. They go to Crandall now in the corner. Nelson Henry looking for the ball at the top. Crandall opts a switch and drive baseline. What a great finish. And he's going to go to the line
and one.
To shoot the bonus.
That was a nice screen fake there. Nelson Henry comes in trying to go for the screen. Gino doesn't take it. Then he rushes baseline. And, well, there we go. We're at the line. And time to earn the 3 the hard way.
So Crandall now with the opportunity to give the Leicester Riders a 1-point lead, and he strings it. So Riders by 1 here. 5:36. It feels like we've played 30 seconds in this game. What a pace to the first quarter. And
full court press in the first quarter. This is some great tactic. You know, they've got to try and beat the press now, and it's going to test their passing ability.
So Williams, Jamal Anderson's making himself as wide as a barn door. Parks Jr. Boutnecked. Mr. Parks in off the pick and roll. Mike Parks. Great work from Mike Parks Jr. 5 from him in the game so far.
And that pass out of the shot from Balcanek, what a pass that was, the vision.
Heron, Anderson! It's the triple. Jamal Anderson cometh the hour.
Back and forth like watching 2 heavyweight boxers hit each other in the face.
He's using every ounce of talent that God gave him. Jamal Anderson, he certainly gave him enough, that's for sure.
And the thing is, these teams will know each other like the back of their hands after Friday's game.
Yeah, it was like live scouting on Friday. Oh, great cross-court pass, too much on it for Boutnecht. But he was in space, but it's out of bounds, and it'll be sideline ball. So Wolves cough the basketball up with 2 points the lead now for the Riders. And here come the Riders again. Wolves looking for their stop. Switch at the top. Crandall just loses the handle on the ball.
After the
Crandall sticks a 3 in.
That was a nice 3 right in the face of Kimball.
Leicester just going up through the gears. Mika Elan now checked into the game. Martin Boutnecht. Kimball is in the double team. He opts to go to Elan, but maybe
two cross-court passes in a row is just
possibly not the best decision. But Crandall's had his pocket pick. Martin Boutnecht. They go to Mike Parks, who gets it in, and he's going to the line.
Oh, it's Boogie Wonderland here tonight.
Boogie Parks, the man, is unstoppable, and he was going at some pace. Great finish from Mike Parks. Subs now for the Riders, Nelson Henry.
When Parks Jr. is coming into the lane, it's like a freight train coming at you to hit you. You want to just move out of the way.
Mustafa Heron taking a breather. So Connor Washington, another veteran of this Riders roster, checks into the game. Mike Parks, no good. Anderson's there with the rebound off the ironmongery. So it's Riders by 3. Connor Washington, another dead-eye shooter from downtown. Johnson now. Connor Washington for 3. No good. Parks has it. Good board from Mike Parks. Elan. Riders quick set back in defence. Elan goes to Boutnecht. Great ball movement from Worcester, but what a defensive stand from the Riders. Boutnecht, mid-range 2 jumper is good.
It's
1 point game.
Forth. There's no missed baskets here. It's just shoot what you can, and it's paying off for both sides. It's such an entertaining back and forth game here.
Getting the open looks at both ends of the floor. Washington dumps it to Fraser, goes in off the window. Fraser is going to go to the line.
And 1.
So get your breath, folks. As Fraser prepares for this shot, Daniel Johnson-Thompson checks back in for Mike Parks.
Daniel Johnson-Thompson working very hard to get back to where he is right now today.
Yeah, had a horrific injury down in Surrey, and he's done really well to get back so quickly. Maybe question mark over how quickly.
Very, very, very tough. I've seen a lot of his workouts, and he's been working very hard. Well,
the free throw was good, so it is Riders by 4. And Johnson-Thompson
gone down after the screen.
He's hit the deck. He's holding his right knee. So Boutnecht goes to Johnson-Thompson. He's blocked. So Crandell says, not today, Washington now. Stop and go. He's got Anderson at the top outside. He goes to Anderson. Johnson, Crandell now drives the baseline. Just can't finish. He is everywhere.
He's like a jackrabbit. He just doesn't stop moving. He's got bounces.
So Jordan Williams, he goes to Kimball. Boutnecht into Williams now. Williams is going to work on Jamel Anderson, and he draws the foul. Just couldn't get over the top of Anderson. He had to switch.
And out of this Wolves roster, Jordan Williams is potentially one that you want to foul, because it doesn't, his free throw percentage isn't technically where it should be in terms of where he is on the court. His free throw percentage at times it can be very hit and miss.
Well, it's been 2 from 2 for the line so far tonight for the Riders. 1 from 3 for Wolves. Make that 2 from 4, and maybe 3 from 5. It's Williams banks the point. 3-point ball game. So this will bring it back to a 1-shot game. Jordan Williams, no good.
Yeah, there's that missed free throw that I was talking about.
It'll need to be 1 shot from behind the arc. It's 3 points. Riders in the bonus, of course. So Fraser. Washington, Fraser switches with Anderson. Anderson now. That was a great, beautiful pass inside. Anderson looking for the foul, doesn't go.
Great steal from Johnson-Thompson.
Anderson has it. Elan has it batted out of bounds. Corey Johnson just got a finger to it, so Johnson-Thompson A ferocious press defence from the Leicester Riders. They are giving absolutely no space. Anderson off the window. Great moves, drives hard along the baseline to find those two. It's a 1 point game.
And that was so clean too. What a finesse shot there. The finger roll, the reverse.
So Wolves making use of that bonus. Just neutralises the defence under the basket to a degree. It's early in the game. Elan has it now. Wolves have an opportunity. 48 seconds remaining in the quarter. 21 on the shot clock. So now it's Mika Elan. Elan's looking for a way in. He goes to Jordan Williams. Williams looks at the three. Drives hard inside. Williams just lays it into the finger roll. And it's 1 point in favour of the home team. Connor Washington now. Washington, he's dancing around the perimeter looking for a way inside. Just went to bounce it through that triple team into Fraser, but wasn't to be. So Wolves get their stop.
Breathe. If you were a claustrophobic basketball player, you could not play against this Leicester Riders team. They are guarding you that close and in your face.
15 seconds now on the game clock. Shot clock is turned off. Anderson.
They're going to work the clock here.
Yeah, just going to take all the air he can out of the basketball. Anderson, when he's looking for the space, jacks up the trip. Off the window! Brandon Anderson is in the house for Worcester on the buzzer. Goodness me, 4 point game. Worcester Wolves 24, Leicester Riders 20 at the end of the first quarter. It's the BBL Championship round 13 here at the University of Worcester Arena. Reese, pick the bones out of that quarter for us.
I'm still in disbelief at that last shot. Brandon Anderson, he turns up in clutch moments, and this whole game is a clutch moment. But I think the big thing to take away from this is, people might have questioned whether there'd be tired legs after Friday's game after it being so back and forward. But this quarter answers that question. They're ready to fight again, and it's unbelievable how both of these teams are coming back at each other, and the Wolves seem to have got their number once again.
Yeah, you're seeing the rebound stats there. Just 7 for Wolves, 6 for the Riders, and it's a bit, it's a battle of the boards at the moment. There's a lot going awry, but coming off the window. There's a lot of junk that needs to be picked up and converted, and the bigs at either end are really doing a job. It's been 8 from 12 from the field off 2 point range, I should say, for Wolves, 6 from 10 for the Riders. So 7% the difference in those two numbers.
Yes, the shooting percentages is something that was very close in the last game. 31 from 70 for the Wolves, which 44% from the field, and 47% for the Leicester Riders. It was that one extra shot that the Leicester Riders took in that game that took the advantage. They took 71 shots in that last game compared to Wolves' 70. If Wolves maybe would have got another shot, it might have been a different story. So it was so close, the margins were so close, and it's that exact thing, the exact same story in this game today.
Well, nothing off the bench so far for Wolves in this game, points-wise, but it's 8 off the bench for the Riders. We were talking, Reese, about the depth of the Riders before the game. I mean, you've seen it there. Long way to go, of course, but back underway, and it is Wolves by 4 here in Worcester.
They have some great playmaking ability off the bench too.
So Falzon can't connect from the corner with the triple. Williams now is going up against Falzon. Falzon is all over him. Williams gets it in, finds those 2 points. So 6 points the difference.
Williams may be looking for a foul call there potentially.
So Connor Washington for the Riders. Stripped away. This time it's Anderson who drives inside. Can't finish.
Again, Brandon Anderson may be looking for a foul call there.
Good defensive stand. So there, Fraser.
A long range 2 there.
Yeah. So 4 points it is, 2-shot game. Second quarter of the ball game, furious pace, and no let up in that pace. Martin Boutnecht goes into Jordan Williams, but he fumbles the ball. Washington has it. Fouls on from downtown. Johnson Thompson with the rebound. Brandon Anderson directing the traffic from the point. It's Wolves by 4 right now. Anderson goes to Boutnick. Boutnick, good dish to Johnson Thompson, but he runs straight into traffic. And here comes Connor Washington, switches on the afterburners, and yeah, that was a smart foul, I would say, from Martin Boutnick.
I don't think it was a foul that was meant, to be honest. I think what the momentum of Washington and the velocity was moving at, because he's a very quick player, and I think he just maybe lost balance on that. But you know, I think Boutnick's gonna look to create those smart fouls, because that's the type of player that he is.
Well, they're to be used, as Paul James famously once said to me in a post-match interview. He said, "Ain't no point in having all those fouls if you're not going to use them."
Yeah, exactly.
So Boutnick certainly, intentional or not, has taken the puff out of that particular offence, and they want to talk things over.
Definitely, and I think it's going to be worth looking at, you know, the 2 steals then, back and forth from both teams. So, you know, Daniel Johnson-Thompson was stripped at one end, and then it was stripped at the other. So I think the fast break points is something that's going to have to be looked at. In the last game, the Riders were able to grab 10 fast break points, whereas the Wolves were limited to 5, even though they got 7 steals off the Riders. So I think that the Wolves are going to be looking to get more transition baskets and more, you know, going coast to coast from these steals, and trying to limit the Riders' transition baskets off fewer steals. Well, it's congested. It's a congested congested. That's a word I just made up for people out there in TV land. It's a congested fixture schedule. As we know, lots and lots of games going on today. Not just here in Worcester. Sheffield are hosting the London Lions and are leading there 25-22, and Glasgow are trailing to Plymouth on their home floor, 17 points to 32. Meantime, here in Worcester, it's Worcester who lead the Leicester Riders 26 to 22. It's almost a commentator's curse right there. And that same spot that Johnson was looking to make that shot in on Friday, wasn't able to make it go. It's kind of back iron.
And that looked like, well, it looked from where we were sitting that Mika Elan got away with one there, but obviously the referee was stood in front of him. It's all about angles, I suppose.
It's all about the angles.
Johnson Thompson has got fouls on all over him. Elan lobs inside to Jordan Williams, and they're having to go over the top of his press. Williams spins, puts it up. This time it doesn't go. Riders have it. So here comes Connor Washington once again. Switches on the afterburners. Washington, well, he pulls up for three. Oh my goodness me. Triple doesn't go. It's loose, and that is going to be a Wolves ball.
Limbs flying everywhere there and just colliding with the ball.
Aaron fouls on. Just got a tip to it, so Williams.
There's a full court press once again.
No, the scoring slowed down, but the pace certainly hasn't.
No. The defensive stops have been more on point for both sides.
Oh, Lamar Kimball.
The teardrop Euro.
Beautiful Euro step.
Reminds me of a young Tony Parker.
Now Jamal Anderson kicks it out to Falzon in the corner. This time Washington, he's way downtown. Connor Washington doesn't go.
You can't leave a man like Washington wide open like that.
Jordan Williams now for Wolves. Can they capitalise in transition? Williams, Kimball, again driving the baseline. He's isolated, he gets it out to Mika Elan for three, no good.
And it's the exact same I said about Washington. You can't leave a man like Mika Elan open too. He's a dead-eye three-point shooter.
So, foul called.
Jordan Williams, I believe. Holding. Holding Fraser.
So that's the first foul of the game for Jordan Williams, second foul of this quarter.
Martin Balkanek sub back in, as well as Nelson Henry for the Riders.
Yeah.
Brandon Anderson coming off.
So Balkanek's back in business. Fouls on. And Nelson Henry travelled with it. Tough call that from the referee.
The ref was on top of the
slight drag of the pivot foot, and it's enough to do it.
He was on top of the play, and what better eyes than being centimetres away from where the play's happening. So Elan, Corey Johnson all over him. Here comes Lamar Kimball now for Worcester. Kimball is dancing around. Fouls on. He's all over him. Fast hands now, he's got the big mismatch.
Kimball.
Nice to get the shot over, but it's all front iron.
Can't get it, so Washington. Corey Johnson.
Poor pass, very poor pass.
This time he goes to Mika Elan. Elan drives inside, high off the window. Washington is there to collect it. Anderson to Washington. Washington, when he gets his head down, drives in through the traffic. Great finish. Veteran move from Connor Washington for the Riders.
Very, very, very nice footwork from Washington there to get on the lay-in. Not the tallest of guards, but he can get to the basket with his very, very quick feet.
No, it's Elan in the corner for three. Too short this time, and Anderson is floored. So Jordan Williams picks up his second foul of the game, and that is going to be Wolves' third foul of this quarter with 5:25 to play. Riders haven't picked one up so far in the quarter.
Anderson sub back in for Elan. Not sure why Anderson is giving such a little break, but and Mike Parks Jr. sub back into the game too. Add a lot of height to this Wolves side and some rebounding ability, that's for sure.
So Connor Washington now. He's just eyeing up that three, Connor Washington.
You've always got to keep it open when you're open.
Almost got his pocket picked. They go to fouls on again. Can't finish. This time they go back to Washington. A second bite. Mustafa Heron drives inside high off the window. Doesn't go. Just comes off the ironwork. And it's out of bounds.
Good hustle from Daniel Johnson-Thompson there to try and get that rebound, and it worked out in the Wolves' favour there. Great work.
The Riders haven't scored in this quarter. 5 minutes scoreless for the Leicester Riders.
It's been a very low-scoring 5 minutes. I think it's been a handful of baskets for either side, and it's quite surprising that all the shots that were being made in the first quarter.
You said the scoring slowed down, but the pace, as both teams are feeling each other out, kind of got the measure of each other, you feel, in this game, and they're starting to neutralise plays at either end. Mike Parks Jr. back in to deal with Nelson Henry. This time Johnson-Thompson has it. Mike Parks Jr. He goes to Anderson, to Boutnet, the captain. Fazal sets a screen.
So
makes a nuisance of himself. Yeah, just couldn't finish. Nothing dropping at either end of the floor right now. Nelson Henry drives high off the glass, too much spin on it. Crandall has to pick it off the ironwork. Every time he gets the ball, you sense it's going in, but it doesn't this time. It's gone loose. Crandall has it. Oh, beautiful dish to Jamel Anderson, who throws it down. What a move.
Believe it or not, 10 points across both teams has been the score for this quarter. That's how good the defense has been. Both of these teams will know each other like the back of their hands.
2-point game. Martin Boutnet checking out the shot clock. Ships it into Boogie Parks. Boogie Parks spins.
Turn around, Jay.
Floats it in for two, just to give Worcester a little bit of breathing space and make sure that it's the Riders chasing the score here.
Back up to that 3-point lead. Oh, no, 4-point lead, sorry. Another Euro.
Crandall inside, draws the foul. So Crandall is into double digits. That's 10 in the game for him.
Crandall fouled. I think it might have been on the dribble, but the referee called it as a shooting foul.
Well, that's, with that, he's on 11 and leading all scorers in the game. Mike Parks Jr. on 9. Jordan Williams and Jamel Anderson bringing up the rear, both on 7 apiece. Johnson-Thompson is fouled, so Falzon delivers the first foul of the game for the Riders and picks up his first in the game.
Falzon reaching there. Daniel Johnson-Thompson keeps the ball very well, not giving it up very easily. Staying strong.
Yeah, it's a good matchup actually with Falzon, I think. Kimball
blocked.
Yeah, he has it interrupted, but Wolves have it with 8 seconds off the inbound. 3:09 to play in the quarter. So Brandon Anderson on the inbounds, so 7 on the shot clock. We'll go to Anderson. Anderson,
a big shot here.
Sizing it up, foul on the floor.
Coming out of the triple threat there, was good for Anderson there.
So that gives them the 14 reset on the shot clock. So now Wolves have a bit of time to craft something from here. Boutnick's got Jamal Anderson all over him. Just goes off the knee. Jamal Anderson knows it. Good work, great defensive energy coming from the Leicester Riders. 1 point the difference. 2:55 to play, and Wolves on 14 fouls. So, as ever, so many pieces on the chessboard here. Lots of moving parts to this game, and not just the players. Crandall. Nelson Henry can't connect again, out of bounds. It's going to be a Riders' ball.
Johnson Thompson can't quite hold the ball on the rebound there. It was kind of pushed away and the ball kind of slipped out, so Riders' ball.
So Crandall on the inbounds. Goes to Darren Nelson Henry. Nelson Henry drops inside. This time Mustafa Heron puts up the long 2. Mike Boogie Parks is there with the rebound.
Pace of Daniel Johnson Thompson trying to get up the court.
Marvelling at the pace of which the Riders get back on defence. Oh my goodness me, Brandon Anderson hits another one from downtown. And this time,
another foul on Crandall. He's great at getting to the line, Gino Crandall, and he's also great at converting these shots.
So it is a 3-point ball game. Gino Crandall, he's on the line. Yeah, as you say, he's everywhere, isn't he? I mean, you know, if he's not rebounding, he's got a hand in your face. He's in places he shouldn't be on the court, and he's phenomenally effective.
It's as if he's kind of like Quicksilver. Yeah. Maybe that's his new nickname, Quicksilver. He's just so fast. He's everywhere at once at the same time.
Well, Gino Crandall strings the second, and the subs coming now for the Riders. Connor Washington. Gino Crandall's checking out the game as his fouls on. So Corey Johnson and Connor Washington check back in for the Riders. Rob Paternoster working that bench.
And that's where the scouting of Paternoster works out, because Washington coming in is a fantastic playmaker in replacement of Crandall when Crandall needs a breather.
Mustafa Heron picks up his second foul of the game. Wolves in the bonus, 2 minutes to go. So, as we said, there will be a bit of sort of neutralising some of the defensive threat under the basket potentially.
Yes.
In such a close game, Boutnick goes to ship it into Boogie Parks. He does get hold of it, kicks it out to Kimball. Kimball, stop and pop too, no good. Nelson Henry has it. This time he ships it down. The showboat doesn't leave the dock this time. Anderson.
This isn't the time for showboating and alley-oops.
Anderson, beautiful scoop inside, the shovel pass into Johnson Thompson, but he can't hang on to it. This time it's Washington who goes hard to the bucket, lays it in off the window, and the Riders are ahead by 1. 1:22 to play in the second quarter. Martin Boutnick now for Wolves. Looking for a weight past Mustafa Heron, new signing for Riders, so he'll be finding his feet in this Riders team. And Mike Parks tripped Heron, so that is going to be Parks' third foul.
I think that Mike Parks Jr. has a problem with his eye. I could see him clutching it on the previous possession, and it looks to be kind of fiddling with it a little bit. So I think Jordan Williams being subbed back in is a good idea. It will cope with that Jamel Anderson problem too. So it creates that great matchup. Well,
it's put him on 3 with that. I don't think he uses iron as an excuse for the third foul, but a novel challenge, I have to say, for the post-match report. So Nelson Henry goes to Connor Washington. Washington, Corey Johnson. Washington in a bit of space. Corey Johnson for three, misses the ironwork, and it goes straight into the hands of Jordan Williams. Williams goes to Anderson, back to Williams, and Williams looks at that mid-range too, opts to drive inside, puts the floater up. Great spin move from Jordan Williams.
Feather-like touch there, so soft.
Yeah, very much so. One thing we always comment on is the soft touch around the basket. Is
for a big guy.
For a big physical player, absolutely. Well, Darren Nelson-Henry, not really his shots. Goes to Corey Johnson, who kicks it out of the double team. This time, fouls on. Corey Johnson struggling from downtown.
Great challenge there from Balconnect, trying to get into the face of Johnson.
4 seconds remain on the game clock. Johnson, Thompson! Off the window, on the buzzer. And Worcester go in at half-time here against the Leicester Riders, leading 36 points to 33. I mean, what a furious pace this game is being played at, Reece.
I mean, we can finally have a 15 minutes breather. Yeah, it's been a phenomenal start to the game, and if you look at it, you know, the pace has just kept up throughout, and it's been that depth of each squad that's been able to keep this going. Maybe not in terms of scoring, but definitely in terms of how the game's been played. It's going back and forward, you know, turnovers, steals, the lot, the works. It's going absolutely insane.
Yeah, it has been absolutely a phenomenal performance from both teams. I think, you know, I'd pick out that defensive energy from Riders is relentless. You know, and there's a question mark, isn't there, over that? How long can you maintain? You know, you're being battered continually in offense. You know, can you maintain that for the full 40 minutes, I guess is the question.
Yeah, definitely. And I think you know, if you've got a battering ram and you're hitting a door as hard as you can for as long, it's going to budge at some point. And I think that the Wolves are starting to think that's kind of leaking through. Whatever they're doing, it's working. So they just need to keep it up. The momentum's going to keep drawing them in. They've got the lead at the break, and that's a big thing. Matt Newby is going to be very happy that the momentum from Friday and the great play from then is continuing to today's game.
Yeah, 17 outside shots combined and only 4 connecting from downtown in this game. But it's from the field, Worcester are edging it 53%. 16 from 30 plays, 13 from 32 from the field so far in this game. Crandall leading all scorers with 13 points in the game, and he has really impressed me tonight.
Yeah.
Tonight, this afternoon.
Yeah. It just seems to think that, you know, we're always playing in the evening, but yeah, Crandall has been controlling. It's what he does when he's on the floor. You know, this Riders team is fantastic. They've got such great depth, but they've got these pockets of key areas for, you know, for this team, and Pat Nostro knows that because he was the one that scouted. He's the one that made sure that this team can be a championship winning roster. Well,
it is quite a matchup. I've got to say, these two teams, they always provide really entertaining basketball, whichever floor they play on, and certainly so far it is living up to its billing. So as I said, it is a really congested Sunday in the BBL. We've got no fewer than, I think it's 5 games going on. So Sheffield, let's have a look now. The technology has failed. No, it hasn't. I've failed. The technology is good. So Glasgow are hosting the Plymouth Raiders, and it's a return fixture for them. Plymouth beating them the other evening, 63 points to 60. But the return fixture up in Glasgow, it's the Plymouth Raiders who lead there again, 44 points to 30. Sheffield just edging it at the moment against the London Lions, 39 to 36, and Worcester here leading at half-time the Leicester Riders by 36 points to 33. 5 p.m. tip-off up in Cheshire Oaks Arena, where they are hosting the Surrey Scorchers, and the same for Manchester, who will be hosting the Bristol Flyers at 5 o'clock. So no doubt after this game is finished, you'll be able to head over and check out one of those 2 games as well. So good chance to have a quick mention of the sponsors, of course, because without them we probably wouldn't be sat here. I suspect University of Worcester, of course, who run this magnificent facility here, which once again, fantastic job from all the staff here on the COVID security, and brilliantly well organised. And I know everyone was saying that the same of the Morningside Arena on Friday, but of course all around the league. And hats off to the BBL for all the work that they are doing this season, just to get this season you know, on up and running, I think has been quite a feat of logistics and organisation. So hats off to all those guys. G-Tech, of course, lead sponsor here at Worcester Universal Display. Aston's coaches, Spirit Executive Something Party, Reese's favourite. DC Base Limited, Broomhill Care. I'm probably closer to Broomhill Care than I am to Spirit Executive at one particular door or the other. And the Worcester Knee and Hip Clinic, which I'm definitely going to need the services of at some point in the not too distant future. And of course, Martin Boutneck, who is sponsored here by Bar 23. And don't forget to subscribe to the Worcester Wolves YouTube channel, where you will get all of the latest news. And I think if you click the subscribe button, all the latest stuff is squirted as if by magic up your device, whatever particular device that may be. And of course, follow them on all of the social channels, so Twitter, Facebook, and so on and so on. Equally, if you're a Riders fan, they will be across all of those social channels too, so make sure you subscribe to all of the feeds to keep up with all of that news. And one last point, we always like to mention the fact, for the Worcester fans, of course, there is the team shop here, and I think there is a deal at the moment on kits, if I'm not mistaken, and a bit of other stuff going on there. So go to www.worcesterwolves.org.uk, and from there you can just follow the links to the shop and find all of the merchandise there. So we're going to take a short break. It is 36-33 here. Wolves lead the Leicester Riders. We will be back in about 7 or 8 minutes time with the second half live and in full. So whatever you do, don't go away.
Go grab a cuppa.
Welcome back to the University Arena here in Worcester. It is the Worcester Wolves who lead here 36 points to 33, and round 13 of the BBL Championship. Very, very busy weekend. These two teams met, of course, on Friday night. Worcester coming to within 2 points of handing the Leicester Riders their only would have been their only their second loss of the season. I'll put my teeth in a minute. And so, Reece, just pick the bones out of that. What do you think the chatter might have been in the respective locker rooms at half-time?
Well, Matt Newby will be very pleased. You know, as the song is currently saying, he's probably going to be saying, "This is how we do it." And you know, that's going to be what their game plan is, to continue that and continue that momentum. The Leicester Riders are going to want to keep that defensive press on that we saw in that second quarter. And whether they can keep it up, because tired legs are a factor. You know, they've played, they've only had a day's break in between these games, and they were going ferociously in that game too. So only time will tell whether the defensive rotations are going to keep up.
Well, we are underway in the third quarter of this ball game, and it may well feel like 5 minutes to us being at the end at the pace this game's been played at so far. Lamar Kimball's looking to get something going for Worcester early. Running the perimeter, Boutneck. Kimball. So he goes into Jordan Williams. Williams dishes to Daniel Johnson-Thompson, who puts the floater up, doesn't go. Darian Nelson-Henry picks it up, ships it down to Mustafa Heron, who drives hard to the bucket.
Great work inside there.
Riders back within one. So 1 point game, Worcester Wolves. Jordan Williams again hands off to Kimball. Kimball almost gets his pocket picked by Crandall.
It's great to recover the ball there.
Yeah, disrupts the dribble. This time he goes into Williams. It was a great dish. Williams forced to reverse it off the window. Doesn't go. And so Crandall will get us back over the timeline for the Riders.
He slows the play down a bit to execute a play.
Lee. Nelson-Henry, great ball movement from the Riders.
That was a great shot. The and one. 4-point play coming up.
So Martin Boutneck is having a conference with the referee. He's saying he jumped into me. Well, okay.
Conference over.
Yeah, that's right. Meantime,
Heron goes to the line.
Heron is on the line. The referees obviously we'll often discuss those decisions with the players. Heron doesn't connect, so get out of jail free card, but Riders lead here by 2 at the start of the third quarter of this ball game. Boutneck goes to Williams.
The Riders take the lead back for the first time since the first quarter.
Jordan Williams, Kimball, cross court to Boutneck. He puts up 3. Martin Boutneck drops the 3 bomb for Worcester.
On the hustle play to keep the ball in from Balkanek.
They kept it alive. Anderson trying to find a way around Corey Johnson. Kicks it out, back out to Boutneck. 14 on the shot clock. Anderson collects it. Bounces it in to Johnson-Thompson with the dish and the points.
Daniel Johnson-Thompson has come a long way since his first year at the Worcester Wolves, and he's improved so much in terms of his finishing and really his confidence too, especially coming off this injury.
Yeah, second pro season, of course, here at Worcester for Daniel Johnson-Thompson. Heron is isolated, he gets sealed off right under the basket. Corey Johnson steps back for 3.
Johnson really loves that wing position to shoot the 3.
It's a tough shot right at the end of the shot clock. Anderson, stop and go, floater. Worcester just winding up their side of the scoreboard. 5 points the difference. Biggest lead of the game, I think, so far now.
Took a little while to get going, but the Worcester Wolves have got the lid off the basket now.
For either team, in fact. Yeah. So it's been a cagey affair from the start, but Crandall drives hard to the window, lays it in off the glass.
Gino cooking up something great, as all Ginos do.
So Martin Boutneck goes to Brandon Anderson.
Tight guarding from Gino.
Gino Crandall's not going to find his way around Jordan Williams, and he's going to be called for the foul for sure.
And that's 3 for Crandall now.
That was good work from Jordan Williams. He knew he had to be bundled out of the way and forced that foul. So Worcester, Crandall's on 3 fouls. So maybe a paracetamol moment for coach Rob Paternostro.
Rob Paternostro was getting a bit heated on the sidelines on Friday night, so maybe trying to keep his cool.
Yeah, pacing his technical area there. Anderson, Jordan Williams has got to go over the top of Nelson Henry. He can't get it to go. Great defence from the Leicester Riders. They get their stop, and here comes Crandall. Switches on the afterburners.
Bit of strawberry jam there.
And William Lee throws it down for the Riders. 1 point ball game. Goodness me. And the pace at which this game is being played is extraordinary. Could we be setting up for a grandstand here? There's no let up from either of these teams. Boutnecht is all over it. Mustafa Heron is all over him. They kick it out to Williams. Williams this time drives hard inside, dishes off to Anderson, but he can't finish.
This game's back and forth. You'd think it's the hokey cokey.
Crandall kicks it out to Corey Johnson, who drains the triple. And with that, the Riders have a 2 point lead, neutralise that 5 point advantage from Wolves. So Brandon Anderson now. Anderson drives hard to the bucket, lays it in off the window. Great finish from Brandon Anderson. Corey Johnson again. This time he kicks it out to Mustafa Heron. No good, but that tip goes straight to the hands of Johnson. Nelson Henry blocked off the window.
And it's been called for a goal 10.
So, basket called good. Well, it's saying the ball was travelling down.
I think.
So, has that been called good or not? It doesn't seem to have been.
Timeout.
No, so timeout call.
Yeah.
There was a bit of discussion amongst the refs there. I think it was more the players than the refs. I think the refs are probably going to have a conversation about that.
Yeah.
But anyway, it is Riders by 2.
Yeah, Riders have been really strong coming out the break. I think Paternostro would have tried to nail in the fact that they've got to fight to win this game, and as I said before, champions will win at all cost, and that's the reason why they've only lost 1 game this season. They've been on this monstrous run, I think of about 11 games in a row now.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
It's only a matter of time before these giants can be slain, but the Wolves are going to want to do that to continue their momentum into that playoff picture.
Well, it's 14-1, and there is a sort of level of consistency from Leicester. They never ever go anywhere, and I always say if you drew a graph, they'd be what I would call a straight line team. Very few drops. They ride the wave. Other teams, it's up and down, but those championship winning teams play at a consistent level. They don't get phased if they go behind. They just do their work. They go about their work. They play their game. And you see that year in, year out with Riders, and the way that Coach Paternostro recruits those players. And he's done it again this season. But of course, there's a smattering of veterans in there as well. Connor Washington, Jamel Anderson, certainly there. A ton of BBL experience between them.
And that's what we're seeing right now, is that these veterans, these cool-headed players, are able to hit key shots, and you can't panic in those situations when you are behind. And look at the score now.
Brandon Anderson, Boutnecht. That ball tipped away. Boutnecht. Anderson for 3, just too short.
From way out where.
Nelson Henry just managed to hold on to it. So Connor Washington now. Mustafa Heron, Nelson Henry, William Lee. Puts it inside to Heron. Little head fake, drives hard to the bucket, puts it up off the glass, and draws the foul.
He'll be heading to the charity stripe.
Yeah, and for sure, good play, good experience. And Mustafa Heron on the line then for the Leicester Riders. So it's Riders by 2, 4:48 to play, and a few headaches on the board in the shape of Mike Parks Jr. for Worcester, who was carrying 3, and Gino Crandall, who was carrying 3 for the Leicester Riders. So Crandall on the bench. But, Coach Paternoster for sure will be. He would have planned plenty of moves ahead in terms of what he's going to do with that rotation. Here comes Martin Boutnick now for Wolves.
Those free throw points are going to be so key. You know, the Leicester Riders are great at shooting those free throws. The Worcester Wolves are 2 for 5 at the moment. Anderson for 3.
Oh my goodness me! Brandon Anderson. He's turned up.
That's what he do. Brandon Anderson. He does that on a gamely basis.
Heron, no good. Jordan Williams is there. Brandon Anderson once again. So Wolves within 1 now after that triple. Williams, Boutnick. He went to just inside of Williams, but that defense is like a fortress from the Riders. Foul on the floor, and that is going to be, I think, on Heron. So Heron on 3 fouls. New signing for the Riders.
Substitution for the Wolves as well.
1-point game. It's going to be an end line ball. 14 on the shot clock. So Mike Parks with his 3 fouls checks back in. Daniel Johnson-Thompson got gargantuan effort from him so far in this game. And it is going to be a sideline ball. So Williams, Mark Kimball. Anderson was left in a bit of space there. Anderson, he kicks it back out to Kimball. Washington says, forget about the 3, but he puts it up over the top with a hand in his face. Lamar Kimball, 3-point dagger.
Lamar Kimball, the archer of infamy.
2 points, the lead now for Worcester. Goodness me. This time they go to Corey Johnson. 10 on the shot clock. Corey Johnson dancing around at the free throw line. Spins, no good. Nelson Henry can't finish. And Boogie Parks pulls it down off the window.
That shot from Johnson was nothing but air. Corey was not in the house.
So, here come Wolves again. Lamar Kimball. Martin Boutnick almost gets his pocket picked by Jamel Anderson. Kimball drives hard inside. He dishes to Parks. Back out to Boutnick. Anderson after that behind the back pass to go into Parks, who just drops it in for 2 for Worcester. 4 points the lead. Patient build-up from Wolves. All sorts of things. Well, nearly went wrong with that one, but in the end it was Mike Parks who found the points. Corey Johnson for 3, no good. Williams takes it off the ironwork. Boutnick now over the timeline for Worcester.
The momentum is all with the Wolves now. It's as if they can capitalise on it.
Now Williams is going to work. Darren Nelson Henry. Nelson Henry is whistled for the foul, and that is going to be, I think, his first foul of the game. So he's going to check out. Ali Fraser checks into the game, and Elan joins the proceedings as Boutnick goes to get a bit of rest. Wolves make it a 2-shot game. Jordan Williams go inside to Mike Parks Jr. Lamar Kimball. Kimball's dancing around the perimeter once again. He's triple teamed. He gets it over the top. And Mike Parks Jr. just kept it alive, but it goes into the hand of Corey Johnson. Washington, he dishes inside to Ali Fraser. Ali Fraser with the spin up out of the double team. No good. Good defense that from Worcester. Isolated him and sealed him off. Brandon Anderson switches on the afterburners. Elan for 3. He's short with that one.
Normally a good look for Elan. He's very good at those corner 3s, but nothing working for him tonight, really.
Washington dishes inside to Fraser, who drops it in for 2.
The defence there kind of, looked a bit leaky there. Someone call a plumber.
2-point game now. 53 plays 51. 1:36 remain in the third quarter of this ball game, and it is setting up for a grandstand. Here Williams gets it in, and he is going to the line for the 3-point play. Jordan Williams, what a phenomenal performance from him this afternoon. That gets him into double figures, so it's Crandall on 15, Anderson on 14, and Jordan Williams joining them now on 11, the double figure players in this game. And now with a 4-point game, Jordan Williams has a chance just to stretch that out to 5.
The double-double is on for Williams there. He's three rebounds away from that double-double.
Absolutely, 7 boards from him in the game. So, bit of discussion happening now. Mark Kimball a bit confused about something, but meanwhile, Jordan Williams is on the line for Wolves.
He needs to convert, and free throw percentage is not something of a strong suit for the Wolves at the moment.
Well,
he hits.
No sooner said than done. He delivers duly that single point. So it's a 5-point game. So here comes Connor Washington now for the Riders. Anderson goes right, goes left, just loses the handle on the ball. Did well there to keep that alive. Getting it to fouls on, can't finish, misses everything. Goes into the hands of Boogie Parks. Kimball now dancing around the perimeter. Elan, they kick it back out to Kimball. He's wide open for 3. It rims out. Early Fraser.
Riders have been let off so much in this game.
Anderson, he puts up the triple again. Doesn't go. Nothing dropping at the moment.
There have been so many instances in this game where the Wolves have had an open shooter, and the Riders have just not been there to close them out, but they've missed, so they've been let off. That the Wolves could have had a multiple-point lead by now.
So Brandon Anderson goes to Elan. Elan is fouled by Johnson, so Corey Johnson is going to pick up his first foul of the game. It'll be a sideline ball. That puts Riders in the bonus, but with 28.7 seconds to play to the end of the quarter, Mika Elan on the line. 5 is the lead, so opportunity to make it 7 for Mika Elan, and with that, I better not say anything else. Dear viewer, I'm sure you'll be very happy about that. Actually,
if you want someone at the line right now, Mika Elan is that guy.
And there he is. Mika Elan drops both of those in the bucket. So 7 points the lead for Wolves, biggest lead of the game. Washington. Fraser for the triple. Again, doesn't go. Brandon Anderson has it. 12 on the game clock. Shot clock turned off. Brandon Anderson gets us over the timeline. Jordan Williams directing the traffic. Sets the screen. He drives inside, drives into traffic. Parks is there. Can't finish. But it is Wolves at the end of the third quarter who lead here on their home floor by 58 points to 51. Reece, if you were going to write the script for this game, I'm not sure you probably would have put that in at the end of the third.
Well, if you're writing the script for Hollywood, they'd have just told you it was too unrealistic. Let's be honest. These back-to-back games that they just said, there's no point in calling it like this. This wouldn't happen. But look at how close the game is. The winners right now, the Worcester Wolves are up by 7. The league leaders are down, and it's going to be a huge fourth quarter for the Wolves if they can stick this out. But as the trend with the Worcester Wolves, they haven't been able to be as strong in that fourth quarter. Tired legs come out.
Yeah.
But the rotations tonight seem to be expert from Coach Matt Newby. I think he's got it finally figured out.
Well, they certainly had a scouting mission up to the Morningside Arena on Friday, so both teams really feeling each other out in this game. Worcester just finding, I suppose, another gear in that third quarter.
Definitely, I think as we sit here, this time on Friday, it was 60-55. There was a 5-point lead for the Leicester Riders, and the Worcester Wolves now have a 7-point advantage. And the Worcester Wolves were able to climb back into that game and just lose by 1 point. This should be the position that Matt Newby wanted that team to be in, and this is going to be a tough fourth quarter for the Worcester Wolves because that Rider onslaught is coming. Well,
they position themselves really well, and I'll just quickly update you on what else is happening around the league. Up in Glasgow, it is the Plymouth Raiders who lead there still at 2:21 to go in the second quarter of that one up there, and it's 44-30 in favour of the Plymouth Raiders. And Sheffield leading the London Lions now by 3, 39-36 up there in Sheffield. So don't forget that after this game, 5 o'clock tips, 2 of those for you this afternoon. Cheshire Phoenix are hosting the Surrey Scorchers, and the Manchester Giants are hosting the Bristol Flyers. who are obviously just down the M5 from us here in Worcester. So, here we go, folks. It's the fourth and final act of what is proving to be something of a drama here in Worcester, and Jamel Anderson gets us back underway. So let's see what Coach Rob Paternostro set up in the huddle. Well, Crandall is what he set up in the huddle, and they set him up for the shot. He's delivered.
Gino's got that wrist
straight
twisting.
Out of the blocks.
Wrist
Washington all over Jordan Williams. I nearly said Jamal Williams there. Let's go back a few years now.
Brandon Anderson, in fact.
So Brandon Anderson goes around Connor Washington, who is called for a block. And
30 seconds into the quarter, it's not ideal for the riders to be giving away the first foul.
Harsh call, I'd say. I mean, he was moving the same direction, but you know, didn't complain too much. So Parks, Kimball. Lamar Kimball just had a quick look at the three. Kick it out to Elan for three. Mika Elan delivers another dagger for the Wolves.
And they're up by 8. 8 points is the story.
So that is the biggest lead of the game so far. Crandall in reply at the other end. Anything you can do, I can do better.
And coming from Gonzaga and such a big name like Gino Crandall, he's going to cook up something lovely in this game.
8:54 remain in this ball game. Wolves lead is 61 points to 56. Rob Paternostro passive on the sideline. Lamar Kimball drives inside. He is going to go to the line to shoot too. Everything going the way of Worcester right now.
Martin Balconnect about to be subbed in to the game.
And that was a foul on. I didn't see who that was on. Such was the pace of it. So Ali Fraser
picks up his first foul of the game, but the second team foul.
Second team foul, 8:43 still on the clock.
It's not an ideal scenario for the Rise to be in.
Lamar Kimball, that just wipes its feet on the way in.
Got that welcome mat of a backboard. Gives you that little helping hand.
Lamar Kimball sets for the second of these two. These are big shots now.
Up for 7-point lead.
Well, there it is. So Kimball truly delivers, but it's a slender lead at 7 points. Crandall, well, he just loses the hand on the ball. He gets it back, just short with that floater. Uncharacteristically, it doesn't go.
Crandall runs into traffic and hits the police. It's stopped.
Back to Lamar Kimball. Kimball cannot find his way through, so Balconnect 10 on the shot clock now. Martin Balconnect. He goes right, he goes left, he kicks it out to Boogie Parks. Boogie Parks with the mid-range, as Williams is there to redirect it on target, and Rob Paternostro, he has seen enough.
A timeout called, and with good, it was a good call. The Leicester Riders have not come out swinging as they did in the third quarter, and Mike Boogie Parks with a great accidental alley-oop there to Jordan Williams, airballed the first shot.
Tidying up, I think, what he was doing, but it's a 9-point lead.
It's the biggest lead of the game, I think, and I think exactly what the Worcester Wolves, they're just hammering home the fact that they are not going away. And this 11-game win run of the Leicester Riders is intact. It's in jeopardy right now, and that's going to be big. And Gino Crandall's had a fantastic game.
70% from the field for Gino Crandall to deliver those 20 points. It's a phenomenal number.
He's outscoring the second highest by 13 points for the Leicester Riders. So he's doing everything he can. It's just the rest of the team need to pick themselves up in order to stay in this game now, and it's up to the rest of the team. Gino Crandall can't do anything more.
Well, Gino Crandall with 20 points. He leads in assists, 5 assists so far in this game, and Jordan Williams only 2 boards off a double-double. He's got 8 minutes and 8 seconds to try and find that double-double. So what do you think Rob Paternostro has been drilling the troops with?
I think no silly fouls. They're 8 minutes gone, 2 fouls. 2 minutes gone, sorry, 8 minutes to go. 2 fouls, 2 team fouls already. And they're not going to want to let Worcester go to the line so easily. And that's where a lot of the points could come from.
Crandall looks at all sorts of shots there. That is short again, and Elan collects it. So Wolves now on every offence will try and take a bit of air out of the basketball. Long way to go in this game. 7:44 in basketball terms, it's an eternity. Elan snatch three from him, misses everything. It's out of bounds. Parks couldn't hang on to the ball, so
slips out of Parks' hands and off his foot, out of bounds.
So Gino Crandall directs the traffic now for the Leicester Riders. William Lee, Crandall at the top. Crandall just, well, he got clattered there. Was probably should have picked that up. Fraser finds the 2 points. And yeah, Matt Newby unhappy with that. They really should have collected that loose ball. Here comes Mika Elan again. Williams. Kimball pulls up at the elbow for two. No good. Great board from William Lee. Gino Crandall now for Leicester. To William Lee, he's just got to drive inside. William Lee just gently drops it in for two, and timeout called.
So, well, Jordan Williams was sold on that last play. Lee, went to make the shot, and well, it was a great pump fake. Jordan Williams was caught slipping, and it was an easy way to the basket. And now it's just a 5-point lead. It's been cut down from 9, and I think that 5-point lead, while it is a nice blanket for the Worcester Wolves, it's still not a very big security blanket at that.
Yeah, at this level it's a slender lead at this point in the game. 6:46, long way to go, and a lot of work to do, of course. And as you said, if there's a fade off down the stretch, sort of something that's kind of marked out some of the games this season, where they've got themselves into a really good position but struggled down the stretch. Conversely, Leicester just pummel away. Just keep doing what you're doing.
It's that T word that we keep bringing up. It's tenacious. It's tenacity that the Riders are bringing. That's the epitome of Paternostro's play. It's tenacity, it's grit, it's determination, and that's what the Riders bring. That's why they're the champions. That's why they are the current leaders of the league, and that's what they bring to every single game.
Well, Rob Paternostro, one of the greatest coaches ever in the British game, and he's got a trophy cabinet, which I don't know, it must have been reinforced, I think, with the amount of silverware there must be in the Paternostro living room.
Must be expensive to keep, that's for sure.
If we have to build an extension to keep it all in, I think, but he's seen it all, he's done it all, and he consistently, year after year, puts these teams on the floor. Mike Parks fouled.
And that's the third team foul. Like I said earlier, Rob Paternostro will have wanted to keep those fouls limited, but it's not. And we now see Heron up to 4 fouls.
So now it is Mike Parks Jr. on the line for Worcester. So Mike Parks strings the first of those two. Confident from the line. Mike Parks Jr. also joining the double-figure party there. That is 12 for him. With that, it'll be 13 with this, and he's also 2 boards off a double-double in this game. So Mike Parks hits another one, just keeping that fresh air between Wolves and the visitors.
He gets the 8.
Crandall in transition drives hard to the bucket. He goes through Brandon Anderson, and well.
That was tough. That was tough getting in there.
Drives hard to the hole, sideline possession when he was looking for the shots. They didn't come. And Anderson, he's a guy not scared of sticking his body on the line, is he?
No, if he's going to draw a charge, he's going to draw a charge, and I think that's what he was aiming to do. He's going to get in the way of the ball.
Yeah, he takes the hits like a
punching bag,
like a rugby player.
Offensive
foul. Crandall with the elbow, the bar arm. Oh, and that's a technical for sure. Crandall shoving the ball into the referee.
So the first foul and then the technical, that means he's out the game.
And Rob Paternostro does not like that one little bit. So technical on the coach, technical on the player, and it is all kicked off here in Worcester. And Crandall, it's got to be said, from where we were sitting, that was not a very clever thing to do. That was only ever going to end one way. And no, I've got to say I'm with the referee on that one. But Rob Paternostro really unhappy. In fact, to be fair to Rob, he was unsighted there because he was the wrong side of what happened, so he wouldn't really have seen it, I don't think. And yeah, Matt Newby sort of saying he gets it because if you watch it back, you'll see he was as he gave the ball to the referee or threw it at him or whatever. Rob wouldn't have seen that. So Coach Paternoster obviously predictably reacting to that has changed the complexion of things. So Anderson on the line, cool as a cucumber, Brandon Anderson. And that's probably the cheesiest cliche of the game, folks.
Normally it's me. I've got the book of them.
It's a tick in the cliche box there. The cucumber on the line, Brandon Anderson drains the second of those. So Worcester now just winding up.
I think that's the first time that Brandon Anderson's ever been called a cucumber.
So it was a double technical, and of course at the end of all of this, Worcester will retain possession of the basketball as well. So Anderson, and
that's 10-point lead for the Worcester Wolves now.
Yeah.
They just can't afford to let this slip. They cannot afford to let this slip now.
So now it'll be possession, and that has really changed the complexion of this ball game. So there's 6 minutes and 24 seconds to go, and you can bet your bottom dollar that the Leicester Riders are about to turn the heat up on this one.
They
for
are.
Sure.
They're gonna miss Gino Crandall though.
They are going to miss Gino Crandall, but let's face it, what an arsenal Rob Paternostro's got on that bench. Brandon Anderson drives hard to the hole, and the lead is out to 12.
The momentum is there. Brandon Anderson is keeping this up.
Worcester just going about their work.
The Leicester Riders seem to have stepped off the gas a bit.
Yeah.
Worcester Wolves, they're full on the force.
Mustafa Heron, the new signing, he misses everything. Jordan Williams has it.
Rips it.
And so asking for the ball to be changed. I don't really understand why, but maybe something on the ball. So Kimball. So Brandon Anderson with 19 points in this game. Gargantuan effort from him. Williams just won off that double-double. So now it's Brandon Anderson. They go out to Lamar Kimball for three. Airballs it. And that is going to be a rider's ball from the end line. So 12 the difference. And Martin Boutneck picks off the inbound pass. Goodness me. Paternostro just exhaling a lungful there on that.
It was such a... I think it was like a thoughtless pass there. It was no real logical thinking behind that one.
So Anderson gets it up, mid-range. So 12 is the lead. We'll go to Corey Johnson now. Corey Johnson has got Martin Boutneck all over him like a cheap suit. He shakes him off. Corey Johnson
now
floats it home for two.
This is going to be a key quarter for Corey Johnson. This is going to prove whether he deserves to have one of these starting roles in this Riders team. He's going to have to try and do what Gino Crandall tried to do, but now can't because he's been ejected from the game.
So now,
behind the back,
Jordan Williams is blocked by William Lee. This time, he drives hard inside. Ali Fraser picks it off.
Right,
here they come again. William Lee.
Cut it down to a single point lead.
Connor Washington foul on the floor.
Single digits now. Trying to make it that, the Riders. Nelson Henry coming in.
Riders, of course, in the bonus after that, the shenanigans that ensued.
A lot of shenanigans.
Yeah, absolutely.
Paternoster opted to keep Heron in the game, although he is on 4 fouls, and it's a dangerous game to play. The Riders are in team fouls now.
Johnson, Nelson Henry can't finish. Oh, what a great rebound from Brandon Anderson.
Brandon Anderson, he's a small guard, but he can definitely jump.
He had no right to pull that rebound down, that is for sure. Jordan Williams has got Jamal Anderson all over him. Connor Washington picks it off. Great play from the veteran.
Talking about Jamel. Oh,
Washington, top of the key for 2.
Talking about a key defensive stop from Jamel Anderson. Call him Tenacious A. Tenacious Anderson.
TA.
Magnum PA. No, TA.
A one-man territorial army. So, Leicester just start winding that side of the clock up once again. And Coach Matt Newby, Brandon Anderson, no good. Williams has it.
And there's the double-double for Jordan
There
Williams.
is Mika Elan.
And a travel call.
Travels with it. And yeah, certainly benefited from an extra step there, I think, as he went over. So, Riders have it, 3:17 to play. 8 points lead.
Riders aren't going away.
Washington steps back. He's
Beautiful
looking for a way.
handwork.
Back for 3. Connor Washington hits it from downtown. What a move from Connor Washington.
What
Patient build-up play. Fantastic work from, well, I call him a veteran. I mean, you know, I get
with footwork like that, he looks like he's just, you know, he's just finished high school.
I get a hard time on the wires, and he'll probably punch me in the face. But hey, that's okay. It's all good. It's all good. So Jordan Williams on the inbounds ball now for Wolves.
That was a clutch shot from Washington. This is what I was saying earlier, though. The arsenal that the Riders have. Washington is such a great replacement for Crandall when he's not able to play.
So Martin Boutnick now. Stop and go from him, Mika Elan. Tough defense, double teaming absolutely everything. So that's left Elan in a bit of space. Corey Johnson just, so he's going to go to the line. I was going to say Corey Johnson had one eye there on Mika Elan. And just covering the open man, 2:30 to play. And Brandon Anderson, once again, he has taken some hits in this game.
Almost crushing one of our camera people.
Photographers, I think is the word you're looking for.
There we go. Sometimes brain doesn't function on Sundays. Fresh Kimball into the game.
But you did well to get here.
Oh yes, oh yes.
So just for the benefit of the viewing public, Reece thought it was a 7 o'clock tip-off, folks. Just get that out there.
My brain does not function on Sundays.
But he got here, so that was good. That was all good.
I had to. If I had to run at the speed of light, I would have, just to see this game.
Well,
and
Brandon Anderson is on the line, and my goodness me, is this game delivered once again? The drama that these two teams, for whatever reason, it just sparks off between these two teams. It's a rivalry that has grown over a number of years. Every league needs one, and there are several around the BBL, and this is definitely one of them.
It's the territorial matchup here, the Midlands matchup.
Corey Johnson is way downtown, goodness me, and again Anderson is there for the rebound, and Washington, I think, got away with one there. So Worcester have the ball with 2:18 to play.
And as that clock winds down, this 8-point lead is going to get harder and harder to climb for the Riders.
The Riders are going to need a couple of decent looks now. Thinking transition, Wolves just got to be patient with the ball. Riders are defending like crazy. Double teaming absolutely everybody. Martin Boutnick now.
6 seconds on the shot clock. Got a big decision to make.
Goes hard to the bucket. It's stripped away. And this time Washington with the trip. Oh, Connor Washington! He is dead-eye.
1, 2, 3. Count them for Connor Washington.
So,
the man with the coolest hair in basketball.
Kimball, Anderson. Anderson drives hard to the hole, puts it up. Parks pulls down the rebound. Right, Parks. No good. Corey Johnson. So now in transition again. Here come the Leicester Riders. Washington blocking foul is called on Lamar Kimball.
Kills the momentum of the Riders coming back. The 5-point lead's still there. I think the game plan of the Worcester Wolves so far is to get to the line. You know, you see a lot of going to the hoop, going to the basket, looking to draw some contact, and that's exactly what we've seen in the past 2 possessions, with limited success at the moment.
So the lead is down to 5 with 1:20 to play. Connor Washington He's going round the long way. Anderson stops to avoid the travel. Great finish from Anderson. Finger roll off the window. And the lead is down to 3 with 1 minute and 3 seconds to play. So now Wolves looking to take some air out of the basketball.
It's a one-shot game if they can hit it. And we've seen that Washington can hit those three-point shots. They need a big offensive possession, the Worcester Wolves right now.
5 on the shot clock. They've got to get something away here. Kimball, long range 2, doesn't go. So
it was not the call to make for Kimball. That was
Nelson Henry has it. 3 points would tie, a 3-point shot would tie this up. Here's Connor Washington. He goes for the 2. He gets the 2, and it's a 1-point ball game with 29 seconds to play.
Wolves are going to look to try and kill as much time as possible.
So this time Williams drives to the line, puts it up high off the window, and it doesn't go. 19 seconds, and Leicester have their stop. So here comes Washington.
I think some decision-making would have had to have been handled there. That was not the play to make for Jordan Wood. No.
Washington, Nelson Henry is fouled, and he is going to go to the line. Great work from the Leicester Riders.
It's coming down to the final seconds of the game for the second straight game in a row.
Once again, 6.6 seconds. Nelson Henry is on the line for the Leicester Riders, and
Nelson Henry to the line.
So he is going to shoot 2. So this, if they go, would give the lead back to the Leicester Riders. Nelson Henry sinks the first.
The tension is in the air. The Worcester fans at home are probably, their hearts beating. I know that I know that mine is right now.
So Darian Nelson Henry, this is a massive shot.
If it goes.
1-point game if this goes. It doesn't go, and the ball is loose. Martin Boutneck has it. All they've got to do is hang on to the basketball. Martin Boutneck stop and pop 2. And there it is. We are going to overtime.
We're going to overtime, folks. Do not adjust your TV sets.
Wow. Well, we certainly were not expecting that at the start of this game. It is 74 apiece here in Worcester. Wolves were out to a 12-point lead at one stage. A moment of madness from Crandall really changed the complexion of this game completely, but the Riders predictably have clawed their way back in. Amazingly good work from coach Matt Newby in this game, working that rotation given the injury problems that he's had. And here we are, 74 apiece, and we're looking down the barrel of another 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly, and let's hope that we don't have a case of 5 overtimes as once had at the University of Worcester Arena.
Absolutely.
So, tired legs will not, especially in this tough schedule, but it just shows how badly these two teams want this game. It shows how badly the Worcester Wolves want to show that they can compete in this league, and how badly the Leicester Riders want to keep being at the top. And the Worcester Wolves will be doing a huge favour to the Newcastle Eagles and the London Lions by winning this game.
Well, it's I think 11 on the spin so far for the Riders, so it would be 12 straight. They've hit certainly. When we look down the form guide, they're right at the top of every stat line at the moment, the Leicester Riders. So we now face 5 minutes of overtime, and the Riders pulled the rabbit out of the hat right at the end, but Darian Nelson Henry with that opportunity to take the win failed to sink the second. So 5 minutes more to go. Tired legs out on this court now. It has been played at such a ferocious pace, this game, really.
Make sure you're sticking with us.
From the tip, Lamar Kimball pulls up for 2 from the free throw line. So Wolves get this period underway.
This is going to be a crucial period for either team, and that shot right there shows the intent from Lamar Kimball.
Connor Washington dishes it to Nelson Henry. He travelled with it for sure, and Wolves possession.
Martin Balconet there with a key kind of touch on the ball to make sure that Nelson Henry was to give up that possession. Balconet is gonna bring the ball up.
So Martin Balconet gets us over the timeline. But Anderson has already dropped down to the corner. Kicks it out to cross court to Williams. I thought he was going to kick it out to Kimball there. He went cross court. Wolves have it. I think Jamal Anderson got a finger. Williams hands off.
3 seconds
Kimball
on the shot clock.
driving hard. Oh, he collects it. Kimball. He puts it up.
Violation. Did not touch the rim. Riders ball.
Rob Paternostro screaming at his players.
He's a very emotive coach.
Almost pacing across the court to get his point across. Washington, Anderson was left open there. Williams just got there in time. They go to Nelson Henry. He drives inside and he is going to go to the line to shoot two.
Both teams in foul trouble now. Team fouls across the board, and it's time that we're going to play the free throw game.
Yeah, this is going to be like a chess game for these next 3 minutes and 53 seconds. And that puts Mike Parks on 4 fouls. So it is all going on here. Darian Nelson Henry on the line for the Leicester Riders. Strings the first of those two. So he's back again. Can he tie this one up with this shot? Nelson Henry
came up with the clutch free throws to take us to overtime.
And he makes the second, so it'll be ruining the fact he couldn't make the first set. Well, they would be in the locker room with another 2 points in the bag, but we're locked up at 76 apiece here. 3:44 to play. Jordan Williams, Kimball. Goes to Brandon Anderson. 6 on the shot clock. We're going to Jordan Williams. Got to get something away here. Williams, he spins, he puts it over the top. Off the window for Mike Parks. Great combination play.
Beats the buzzer.
Right at the end of the shot clock. So, 2-point game, Worcester Wolves. And these are the games we love. Don't go anywhere, folks. 3 minutes and 22 seconds separate one of these teams from another 2 championship points. Connor Washington. Washington cross court. Corey Johnson for 3. Corey Johnson, too much on it. It's out of bounds, and Darian Nelson Henry can't hang on to it, and Wolves have possession on the end line. 3:08 to play. Lamar Kimball will inbound. Get us back underway. Brandon Anderson, the young fella, he's doing a great job here, leading all scorers, 21 points. The Wolves looking to get a bit more fresh air between themselves and the Leicester Riders. This one, Kimball, he saw the opening, he put it high off the glass. Lamar Kimball for Worcester. It's another one.
Beautiful, beautiful, around the contact.
4-point game, Nelson Henry off the window. Good dish from Connor Washington.
Connor Washington drew the double team right there, and Parks was drawn out, leaving Nelson Henry wide open.
Beautiful little shovel pass inside, and Nelson Henry was there to finish it off. Kimball on the switch at the top. They're going to Martin Boutnick now. Inside to Jordan Williams. He's going to go to work on Jamal Anderson. Here he goes. And shot clock violation. Jamal Anderson took the hit. Great defensive energy from both teams here. And of course, both in the bonus, as you say, Reese. So for these last 2 minutes and 10 seconds, you've just got to go for it.
Yeah, you do. You can't beat around the bush. It's going to have to be, you're just going to have to go for it. It's like a drag race right now. Both cars are neck and neck, and one of them's got to pull away in the end. Well,
we're very close to that score of 82-81 on Friday night in favour of the Riders. At the moment, it's Worcester who lead here, 80 points to 78. What a game it's been. Anderson this time inside to Nelson Henry, and he is backing down on Mike Parks. Mike Parks is making life extremely difficult. It rims out. Anderson can't finish, and it is going to be a Riders ball.
I don't know if you're able to see that, but Brandon Anderson actually leaped over the top of Anderson to get that ball and ensure that he couldn't finish it. And it's now a Riders ball at the baseline.
So Washington, 14 on the shot clock. Jamal Anderson dishes inside to Nelson Henry again. Can't finish, collects his own rebound. That is 3 shot attempts under the bucket. And Connor Washington is directing everything on the court here. Kimball Lamar Kimball wants to breathe again. Can they find a way to get another little bit of fresh air between themselves and the Riders? 1:29 on the game clock now. 6 on the shot clock. They need to get a shot away here. At the end of the shot clock, up it goes. But it goes straight into the hands of Nelson Henry once again. Here comes Washington. Connor Washington switches on the afterburners. He dishes to Nelson Henry. Nelson Henry this time finds the 2 points and locks it up at 80 apiece.
That brings up the court.
Worcester again, 1 minute and 3 seconds to play. Martin Boutnecht for the Wolves.
They're looking to go to the big guys at the moment, and it doesn't seem to have been working.
Anderson puts up the triple, no good. Oh, great board from Lamar Kimball. Foul is called, and Kimball is going to go to the line to shoot 2. Wow, catch your breath. Catch your breath after that lot. 80 apiece either side of the scoreboard.
And we could be going to a second one if it all stays the same. So Lamar Kimball's going to have to hit these. These are some clutch free throws.
So Kimball on the line now. Big shots, just wipes its feet on the way in. So 1 point game. Kimball with the chance now to extend that to 2. 48.5 remain on the game clock.
Could this win rest on the shoulders of the young fella, Lamar Kimball?
Long way to go, 48.5. And a game that is as poised as this, but he strings the second of those 2. So Wolves once again have a 2-point lead. So now Wolves need to buckle down and find their stop. Washington, stop and go. He drives baseline. He goes out to Corey Johnson for 3. No good. Williams has it. It's gone loose again. Worcester have come up with the ball. Brandon Anderson. Kimball just couldn't hang on to it.
Hold on to the ball and get a basket. That's exactly what the Wolves want to do.
Couple of points here.
Riders don't have a foul to give.
11 seconds between shot and game clock. Kimball drives inside, puts up the 2, no good. Nelson Henry has it, so now 9 seconds remain.
1 shot to get up.
So Washington drives high to the basket. Oh my goodness me. Timeout. 2.7 seconds to play in the first period of overtime, and we are locked up at 82 apiece.
Oh my word! What is happening? This is Coach Matt Newby is going to have to draw something really quick to ensure that we get a winner in this first period of overtime. Otherwise, I'm afraid. Well, I'm not afraid because it's a fantastic game. We're heading into the second period.
Connor Washington using every ounce of his experience there. Just sliced the defense open to find those 2 high off the window, and it's locked this game up. 82 apiece. And Washington on 15 now in the game, equal with Lamar Kimball. Crandall on 20, but it's Brandon Anderson leading all scorers with 21 points, and both Mike Parks and Jordan Williams with double-doubles in the game. And Nelson Henry dropped quite a few points there. He had 3 or 4 attempts. There were 6 points dropped right there in that last passage of play, or penultimate passage of play. Penultimate offense under the basket. And they'll be mindful of getting that going with 2.7 seconds. Wolves now advance the ball, and 2.7 seconds stand between either a 2-point win or double overtime here in Worcester, or potentially something special at the other end. So,
who's going to be taking the game winner?
So, here we go.
Kimball now.
Kimball puts up the floater!
It's in!
Kimball!
It's in!
It's a buzzer beater from Lamar Kimball to take the win here, and the Worcester Wolves
streak's over.
They've got their W. They hand the Leicester Riders their second defeat of the season here in Worcester. 84 points to 82 after one of the standout games for Worcester this season. What an afternoon it has been, and that was a fitting end to a gargantuan effort from the Worcester Wolves. Well, it's finished here.